What's up, guys? My name is Hayley, and this is.
Oh my god. Oh, she passes top. Okay. Hi, what's up, guys? It's Hayley here from the Virtual Cantina Network. I'm here at Spacecon San Antonio with the one and only Daniel Logan, aka Boba Fett. How's your day going?
It's been wonderful. Yeah, it's been a long day with wonderful fans coming up and see me and talking Star Wars, getting autographs, and yeah, it's been a pretty busy day.
Your booth has been very popular.
Oh, yeah, I'm blessed. I was advertised 2 weeks ago, so
Yeah. I mean,
I wasn't
it's good.
expecting the turnout.
Yeah, you're doing great. And I saw your panel earlier from backstage. It was wonderful.
Thank
Good job
you.
with that.
Thank you. I got some pretty cool stories, I guess I could say. Being a little kid.
Well, speaking of that, I do have a couple questions for you regarding your role as Boba Fett. So the first one, so you've grown up alongside of Star Wars' most mysterious legacies as Boba Fett. Has there ever been a moment in your own life where you suddenly realized that you were living a Boba Fett moment without even meaning to?
I think living in California, every day battling the California traffic is like flying through the asteroid fields on our way to Geonosis. So I think that could probably be
And you're
technically,
just flying the slave one.
yeah. Trying to get through asteroids, as I call the slow drivers of California. That's a great question. I don't know. I think having a son, raising him like Jango Fett and Boba Fett, having the responsibility of, you know, teach him the ways of becoming a man, as Jango Fett kind of taught me the ways of being a bounty hunter. So that probably be as close to possible growing up as a Fett.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, one more for you.
All right.
Um,
These are easy. 2 questions. I like these interviews.
So if you could mentor a young actor who's stepping into a legacy role the way you did as Boba, what's one piece of advice or behind the scenes truth that you would want them to know carrying that kind of fandom weight?
These are good questions, Hayley. Dang. I think ultimately doing your research, and when there's already a legacy that's been brought before you, such as Boba Fett, and an iconic character like Boba Fett that was brought to life through the fans that adored him and built him to being the mysterious bounty hunter. Because you got to remember, there was so many other bounty hunters. But
Yeah.
for why and what reason Boba Fett stood out amongst them all, we still really don't know. We could speculate and go, oh, I think it's this, I think it's that. But ultimately, the fans were the ones that built this character. So stepping into the boots of a character like Boba Fett, you have to do the research on his past, but you also have to do the research of his fan base and cater to
Very true.
things that he might become or might not become or might have, possibly become.
Exactly. Because, I mean, in the original trilogy, everybody's like, oh, he's this, like, mysterious, like, badass bounty hunter dude. And then you're coming in with the prequels and having to kind of step up to that.
And, people have to remember that with a character like Boba Fett, he only had so many seconds in the original series, in the original trilogy.
Exactly.
So stepping into the boots and trying to do research, there wasn't very much to pull from, but just the little that I got to see from his mannerisms, the way he held himself. You learn small things like that, but then you also have to, and then
And obviously, George Lucas helped you a little bit with that.
George Lucas, Ewan McGregor, Tim Whitmarson, and I'm so grateful for the cast because they helped to mold this character that they actually had more knowledge about as well.
Yeah.
And I think being a child, you don't have, the foresight and sometimes like me, the education to be able to do deep dive and read all the novels that were created, the, expanded universes and all these other different stories that if you had the capabilities of reading and stuff like that, you'd be able to then pull from even more. But I think research would be my number one thing because ultimately, especially when I came back in the Clone Wars, my research is that I'd gone to so many conventions and realized the passion behind the fan base. And I realized at that point in time, it's not just a character, it's a whole entire fan base that I can't let down. And so with that, there was so much pressure on me.
Big food still.
Huge build foods. Even though I had kind of filled them already, I was tightening these boots up at that point.
Yeah.
And I realized it's the fans that I had to cater to make sure that this character was someone or somewhat of what they would imagine this kid to have grown into. But then again, a friend of mine like Jake Lloyd, you know, he had huge boots to fill being young Anakin Skywalker and then growing into the most infamous
And he did a great job.
badass character in the galaxy, Darth Vader. You know what I mean? And we were so young at the time, I don't think we both realized what we were actually getting ourselves into. And then with a franchise like Star Wars that's so loved by so many people, it's one of those things that there's so much passion in this franchise that it leaves for so much love, hate, criticism, you know, applause. And at a young age, it's a huge weight to have and hold on your shoulders. But I think, you know, research and then realizing that in the world of acting, tomorrow's not always promised that you're going to get your next job. So having a backup plan, like an education or, you know, a craft that you've been passionate about, I'd highly suggest making sure that you have that backup plan. Just so that if everything settles down and everything goes away, you can enjoy those memories and those moments, but then you have something that you can fall back on and be able to enjoy to do for the rest of your life, to be able to take you to where you need to be.
Yeah, that's absolutely great advice.
Thank you.
Well, I just wanted to thank you for your time today.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being here. And to everyone watching, thanks for tuning in.
And stay tuned, because Hayley's got so many great interviews coming up. So stay tuned. May the force be with you all. And
May
Hayley
the force be with you.
has got so many great interviews coming up. So stay tuned.